Yes, greetings everybody and welcome back to my channel. I know that it's been quite a while, been a month now since I've put out anything, but yes, it's just the time that has been consumed doing some other stuff, projects, but I'm away for a reason, and I'm getting some new materials for you, for your viewing and for your learning. Today, what compelled me to come on today, I want to talk about stress and depression. From what I saw in a friend of mine sent me a clip of a young lady who is literally a musician, well known, was sang with one of the biggest groups, and who has self-referred herself to mental health services. I'm talking about Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams is a young musician, who has a young adult, I say young musician, who has been singing with Destiny's Child, the group that Beyonce was a part of, and Kelly Rowland. They've done a lot of world tours and all of that around the world, done some great work. But Michelle came from a gospel background, carried on with her gospel music after the group had taken a break, I assume. But recently it's been said that she went on Instagram Live and self-referred herself for depression in the mental health services. And so I'm going to talk about stress and depression. First of all, I would like to say that for me personally, that's a commendable thing. For anybody who's going through depression and stress, you must literally go and self-refer yourself. Anybody who, because a lot of people kill themselves out there. There's a lot of people that kill themselves for depression. In my community, there's a young girl who killed herself recently because of depression. She threw herself in the train. I do not seek that anybody go through this. If you are seeking for help, go out and seek for help. This is the only famous musician that has self-referred herself. A lot of musicians go through this, but we do not hear about them going through depression. We just see them getting sectioned, but they don't self-refer. So there is self-referrals out there. In any hospital you can go to, there's in hospitals in London. I talk about London. There's a service called IAPT, right? And you can go in hospital and ask for IAPT services and self-refer. What they do, you give your information in. What they will do, they will call you and they will assess you through over the phone. Thereafter, they will, what they do, they sort of like they sort of like team you up with the right services and the right person that you need to see or that you need counseling with. So there is these services that are out there. Any young girl that is out there that is suffering, or any young lady or young adult or older people that is suffering from depression, please, anybody that is young, because I know there's a lot of young generation now that are suffering from depression. So with the young ones that are suffering from depression, I'm gonna leave the information underneath this blog. Underneath there you get all the information and all the services that you need to go and seek for depression. Right now, everybody goes through stress. There's a difference between stress and depression. When it turns into depression, when you start self-neglecting yourself, looking after your routines, such as bathing yourself, cleaning your house, going out with your friends, you just literally sometimes close yourself in the house. So there's a difference between stress. Stress could be, I sometimes stress, but because with me, I get supervision. We get supervision, especially health workers, people that deal with people with behaviors, problematic behaviors or issues. I should advise that most of them, professionals, they do get supervision or they get counseling. If you have the chance to do that, because whether you're a doctor, anybody that deals with healthcare or health work, I seek that you find either a mentor or you get supervision, which I get supervision, who's like my mentor, and I supervise them as well, vice versa, and we're both in the same field. So we really need to team up with people that when we're stressed, that are able to understand where we're coming from, where the stress is coming from, and sort of trying to talk you throughout the way how to balance, or how to go about certain situation, because stress is there in everyday life. But depression, when it becomes into a depressive state, it becomes, now this is where self-care is needed. So for me personally, I commend Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child for her, you know, self-referring herself to the mental health services. And before she did that, she did an Instagram live video, so I had, and she was telling people, you know, this is about me self-caring myself, taking self-care, rather than her killing herself, you know, because oftentimes families and friends, sometimes in these European countries, sometimes people don't check on each other. Everybody is busy doing whatever. But if you have a duty of care to anybody that you love, try to take time out with them and find out whether they're all right. How are you really doing? You know, I had Tyrese talk about this. People say that they're all right, but it's up to you to you know, at your discretion, to see whether someone is all right or not. Because then you say, you know, how are you really doing, my friend? Are you sure you're all right? What can I do for you? How is things going? You know, let's go out for tea or coffee, or let's go out for a drink or meal. You know, I haven't seen you for a while, you know, or I haven't seen you, you know, since last week. What's up? What's going on? You know, even if it's a family member, you know, we need to take care of our people, you know, in love and with love. A duty of care. Obviously, the end of it is from the person that deals with this, has to deal with it themselves. But the duty of care, supportive systems matter. So yeah, I mean, any young girl or any young adults that's going through depression at these times, I would recommend that you do seek for help. If you have to self-refer, don't care about what people say. If you have to self-refer yourself to a service. If you can, and you don't want to talk to family members, even, you know, I don't understand, maybe if you're religion, for religious matters, go to your church people, or go to you know, your mosque, but make sure that you talk to someone. You should not suffer alone. And stress is there, but it's how you handle the stress. So yes, guys, I thank you so much for those of you that have bought my book, Challenges of Identity, A Psychological Perspective. I talk about this as well, you know, the different societies and the different identities in relationships and all of that. All of these are challenges in life that people need to know how to deal with it from different stages. So yeah, and yeah, I will also put my book link. It's on Amazon, but I'll put the link underneath this video. So thank you guys, and keep up the good work, whatever you're doing. Stay positive, disregard the negative people, negative information. Always love the self. It's important to love yourself, and self-care is imperative. If you have any cultural services out there that people are offering, go to your cultural groups, talk to your cultural groups. If you can, talk to your parents and so forth. There's just, like, you know, outsource. And those of you professionals that see people within your communities and you can identify with them, please have it that it's a duty of care for you to support these people in your community. So signing out, and have a good rest of the week.